Match 58. Mechagodzilla Heisei vs. Moguera by Joshua Reynolds. In the middle of the Nevada desert, sirens blasted in what is known as Area 51. Inside one of the underground hangars, a gigantic robot built by the United Nations stood tall, but tiny soldiers were surrounding its feet, pointing their weapons upward. Over its metallic cranium, a circle-shaped dome began to close as the sirens continued the blast.
Over here!
A soldier shouted from behind the machine and began to fire his automatic weapon. The rounds dinged off the NT-20 diamond armor, but a dead body of an Al-Qaeda terrorist began to fall, bouncing off several of the mech's plates before thumping on the floor.
Yeah!
Oh boy. More shots came for the front of the robot, but the rounds bounced harmlessly off its chest. On the shoulder of the mighty anti-kaiju weapon, a lone terrorist stood up and pointed his RPG down at the ground and pulled the trigger.
The edge.
A single flash was followed by an explosion on the ground, hurtling three soldiers into the air and smashing them on the hard wall. Another terrorist.
I don't think this guy knows how to rocket jump correctly.
Harley, get ready.
Okay. Yeah,
Another terrorist poked his head out from one of the mech's back plates and spat.
I'm not sure if he's Muslim or Indian, apparently, but okay.
Inside
Oh, wait, I just got a confirmation. They're both racist.
Inside the hangar, General Aso patted his forehead and wiped away.
Hey, you mean asshole?
Oh, yeah, asshole. General asshole. General Aso patted his forehead and wiped away beads of sweat. God
damn you all.
Sorry. The older man cursed. From the wall, gigantic...
I curse you to the generations! I put a curse on you, your family, your cow!
We get it. They're both racist. Anyway. From the wall, gigantic clamps began to lower. Mechagodzilla's head suddenly began to move and its yellow eyes surged with unholy light. Why would a machine have unholy light anyway? The terrorists on the outside...
They're sacrilegious.
Fair enough.
Blasphemers.
Fair enough. Anyway, the terrorists on the outside lifted their arms in cheer. But suddenly the machine moved again, shaking the men off like a dog would fleas. The soldiers on the ground backed away and began shooting upward. But if Godzilla's atomic ray couldn't stop this machine, their tiny weapons had no chance.
Arr, what about the other weapon? Arr, what about the others?
Is that supposed to be...
What about the others?
Is that supposed to be Yuki?
No, I don't think it's supposed to be Yuki.
No, it's not.
Yuki.
No, Yuki doesn't.
Unless Yuki is a dusty bearded male.
Okay, fair enough, but whatever. A dusty bearded man said as he took a seat in the cockpit. The main pilot didn't answer. The G4... Okay, never mind. It was someone else. Alright.
Yeah!
The G-Force general cursed himself and quickly turned around, walking out of the room as fires began to grow in the hangar. As the sliding doors opened, the gray-haired man took hold of the first person that rushed past.
This still isn't me.
With Moguera.
That was General Asshole, but anyway.
Well, Major Asshole has a multi-personality disorder.
I'll work that headcanon in.
That makes a lot of sense now when I think about it.
With the Garuda battleship on its back, Mechagodzilla effortlessly escaped Area 51 and took to the skies, its rocket boosters blasting brighter than the sun. The terrorists inside had taken years to master the advanced controls of the machine that had been foolishly released to the public. In their journey, some jet fighters tried to oppose it, but brilliant beams of energy brought them down in gigantic explosions.
I want to hear that conversation. Sir, we have the plans for Mechagodzilla. What do we do? Make them public. We shall test our might in the city of Las Vegas.
The main terrorist demanded.
America shall die!
That was great.
No evil
That was
after.
Well, Harley's really showing her true colors.
You forgot the evil after.
Also, that's not really a demand.
You're right.
That's like an
You're
order.
right, I did forget the evil laughter.
There you go.
Mechagodzilla flew over the mountains around Vegas within a half hour. The city was in a total panic as people tried to escape the unavoidable attack from their own guardian. With a loud
King
roar,
Caesar? Is that you?
Guardians Mechagodzilla. Anyway, with a loud roar, Mechagodzilla's boosters kicked offline and it crashed down in the middle of the Las Vegas Strip. Its mouth
Then it fell over.
Its mouth opened up and a multicolored beam of searing energy leaped forth, crushing casinos and hotels into mounds of dust and ruin. With a metallic roar of death, the man-made monster raised hell in the streets. Within minutes, the brilliant city was a blistering sea of burning fire rising higher than even the robot stood tall. That's not what the banner says. Anyway.
The banner doesn't say anything. Let's be real here.
But suddenly, in one of the common chairs...
Common chairs? Hold up.
The common chairs are
The common rider chairs.
Okay, that was my fault.
One of the Mechagodzilla pilots was really into Kamen Rider.
But suddenly, in one of the command chairs, one of the terrorists raised his head in alarm.
Incoming!
Hey, Hefe, the missiles are coming. Incoming, Hefe.
Yeah, the missiles are coming. What do we do?
The Muslim extremist announced in horror. It was too late. Far too late. Alright, I'm gonna pass
I have to say,
Allah,
this is
you know, man.
I have to say, this is Trump's favorite match already. Oh shit! Did I say Trump? I meant Prime Minister Shin Godzilla's favorite.
I think you mean Gray Shot.
no. Also, you passed, right?
Listen, you
Yes,
wrote my.
Okay. Twin streams of golden energy, a series of laser blasts, burst forth from the smoke and struck Mechagodzilla in the chest. The machine backed up, its feet pounding on the ground like drums as sparks and bolts of energy ripped away from the impact area.
What was it?
The terrorist leader demanded.
Moguera, Hefe.
Moguera!
Moguera,
The
Hefe.
D-Force Moguera, not to be confused with the Mysterian one, apparently, had indeed arrived.
Was this before the show? This is before the Mysterian Moguera was banned? Because it might have actually gotten in if someone really wanted to.
No, I don't think there were any plans for Mysterian Moguera to get in, period, so...
Okay.
Yeah. The high-tech kaiju killer landed several hundred yards away. It's apparently the person who wrote this is hey, that's actually incorrect because we don't use yards in the United States. Or do we?
I thought we did, because
Do
we work
we?
off the imperial system.
Yeah, we don't
Wait.
use the metric
Yards and
system.
inches.
Yeah, never mind. I'm showing my
And this
knowledge
has
of
been
that
another
system.
boring history learning moment with Gray Shot.
I was gonna say you're
No.
calling. I was gonna say, Alex, if you're calling history boring, we're gonna have a talk later.
Its blocky form glistening in the churning fire. With thick plumes of smoke lifting from its engines, the robot lifted its cone-shaped hands. Inside Moguera's cockpit, three skilled pilots sneered. Okay, Yuki grinned. Let them have it.
That was great!
Perfect. I can't tell them apart. Are you sure you're not Yuki's? Are you sure you're not Yuki's actress? You sound so similar.
I can tell you I've seen many of battles.
I'm not healing.
Anyway.
But in any case, the cone-shaped hands popping open. Yeah, dramatic, I know. No sooner than they did, a titanic boom echoed as the twin spiral grenade missile is launched. Mechagodzilla roared in defiance and turned its body around and lifted its arm. The two SGMs exploded on his forearm. A massive explosion followed, showering the streets with car-sized chunks of NT-20 diamond armor. As the smoke and dust cleared, Mechagodzilla stepped forward, what remained of its arm being nothing more than a twisted, spewing stump at the elbow. Mechagodzilla was far from finished. As Moguera's hands clamped shut, Mechagodzilla's robotic jaws opened and the Mega Buster was unleashed. Again. Was it unleashed the first time?
Robot, Mechagodzilla.
The beam washed over Moguera's armored hull, sending a burning, spiraling cloud of red and orange color upward. Moguera activated its treads, moving backward as the Mega Buster continued to smash hard into its chest. Auto lasers! Yuki ordered to his
Auto laser!
Through the carnage, twin beams of purple brilliance fired. Mechagodzilla was caught off guard as both beams struck its chest plate, sending a cloud of gray smoke and sparks upward.
Grayson, it's a cameo!
The weapon shuddered, but it quickly regained its balance as one of the terrorists measured the amount of energy absorbed.
Feeling like your hits and the plasma grenade is a go.
Good, Heisei.
Good.
Mechagodzilla stepped forward, its demolishing arm hanging uselessly at its side. The machine lifted its other, and suddenly a harpoon-tipped cable fired forth. The weapon smashed into Moguera's neck, the point stabbing straight through the armor and into the vital circuitry inside.
Suck it.
Pass.
Through the G-Crusher anchor, volts of electricity began to be surged. Power systems inside Moguera began to fail. Inside the cockpit, computer screens exploded into sparks as Mechagodzilla pumped countless amounts of energy into the last hope of the United States. That's stretching it a little. I'm gonna call bull on that. Koji now. Sorry, do that again, Alex.
We can't take much more of this.
Koji announced, blocking his eyes as his computer burst into shards. Somehow none of the pilots were dead. Yuki gritted his teeth?
Yeah.
Okay. Yuki gritted his teeth as Moguera began to fall back.
Plasma lasers!
Again, twin streams of yellow light launched into Moguera's optics. The beams focused on the cable, specifically the point where it emerged on Mechagodzilla's arm. Thanks for specifying, you had to be sure. After several hits, the cable ripped apart, whipping against the ground before dying. Oh, winner Moguera. Smoke and fire coated Mechagodzilla's arm, but suddenly it's the original mech here. Remember that. The original mech released a bellowing robotic cry, Plasma Grenado!
Wait, Mechagodzilla can apparently talk now.
Yeah, you didn't know that? It sounds like it's Plasma Grenado! Mechagodzilla's arm fell to its side as a cannon and its belly emerged. Oh, that's your favorite. That's everyone's favorite word, belly. The energy concentrated in the launcher, forming bolts of ripping energy that swelled into a single blast. Yuki and the other two watched in horror before Mechagodzilla fired the plasma grenade to the fallen Moguera! Oh no! The beam smashed full force into Moguera, actually picking it up off the ground and pounding it back down several dozen meters away. I'm imagining like that one scene in Terror of Mechagodzilla where Godzilla just goes woo! And that really shoddy, like sort of like dodgy thing, you know, remember?
Nope.
Guys. So you don't remember that scene in Terror of Mechagodzilla? Where Godzilla starts sailing through the air, really shoddy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, Harley, we have no idea what you're talking about.
That's what I'm imagining Moguera. That's what I'm imagining Moguera's doing, like right now.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
The machine shuddered. A crater formed in the armor of its side.
Alex.
I'm waiting.
Trying to think of. We can't separate, sir. I'm speaking with a shitty Scottish accent.
We can't hold this, sir. Captain, we can't take any more of this. Commander Scott, I don't care what we can and can't do. This Mechagodzilla is going down whether it likes it or not. Spock. Kyoshi announced before another blast of the mighty plasma grenade ripped into Moguera's side, this time rolling the machine onto the remains of the famous Stratosphere Tower. The structure crashing down like an oversized domino. The terrorists inside Mechagodzilla all cheered. Yay! Mechagodzilla had another loud, ear-splitting roar as smoke and fire emerged from where Moguera crashed the Stratosphere Tower. Inside the cockpit of Moguera, Yuki snarled.
Status!
Koji and Kiyoshi checked the systems.
Right arm is paralyzed.
Koji panicked. That's you, great shot.
Shreds.
Oh, fine, sir.
Kiyoshi quickly answered. A few minutes passed as Mechagodzilla and its wicked extremist pilots watched the flames. The minutes seemed like hours for Moguera's pilots until the machine stood up. Its body racked with cracks and dents, with a huge crater-like impact between its right arm and leg. Moguera emerged from the flames, treads kicking up a storm of dust and debris.
Great shot.
Drill him.
Treads kicking up a storm of dust and debris.
Drill him.
That's not you!
Nope,
Drill
I hit
him.
my mic by mistake. Sorry. Drill him!
Yuki shouted at the top of his lungs.
We should probably let Nagoto take over.
Yeah, and pass.
Nagoto?
And pass.
Nagoto? You there?
And pass.
Oh, well. Harley, you can keep reading it.
I'll keep reading it. I guess not. And pass. To me!
Yeah!
Wow, you got a go again card.
Yeah,
Oh, hold on.
Hold up.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Wow. I landed on. I rolled doubles. I get to roll again. I hope I don't roll doubles 3 times, or else I'll go to jail.
And then Nagoto stole the dice from you.
Oh no, Goda, you sneaky.
And pass.
Watch, Nagoto's trolling us right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's nothing some post recording editing can't help.
We sit here for like 10 minutes waiting.
Press.
Okay,
Press
hold up.
anything.
I need to
Go
get.
back. Press
do something.
anything blank. Go back. That's all I need. Get it.
You want to have
Oh,
some
sorry.
company? And go.
I'm helping my dad set up a printer.
No,
How
We'll have
professional.
to keep reading. Sorry.
You guys want me to continue it?
Wait, okay, so where'd you guys end
I
up?
think Moguera stayed put for all but a second. That's where we stayed off at.
Yeah.
Um,
Right underneath, drill him.
Okay, I see it.
Drill him!
Okay, so let me just go back to a call.
Jesus.
Quiet. Too quiet.
Very, very quiet. I'm hunting kaiju. Ah.
Whisper in your ear.
Okay, so
You can't tell if you're scared.
Moguera stayed put for all but a second.
He's reading now.
Okay, as his drill nose began to spin, Mechagodzilla's eyes flashed with unnatural light as streams of yellow plasma leapt forth and his Garuda cannons fired, washing against Moguera's body and spilling sparks. The
Oh,
machine-
that's just rude. Spilling sparks everywhere.
The machine treaded forward, its pilots fighting through the tremors inside the cockpit. Mechagodzilla tried to back away, but it was too slow. Moguera was on it, and its nose came down, drilling right into its neck. A plume of smoke and fire rose up as Mechagodzilla tried to release a roar, but could only muster a shriek. Apparently he can roar and shriek now. Pulling back ever so slightly from Mechagodzilla, Moguera lifted up its one good, usable arm. The cone opened up, and the pilots thrust it, pulling it less than a few meters away from Mechagodzilla's robotic snout.
No!
The bearded terrorist later begged. The spiral grenade missile launched point blank into Mechagodzilla's head. Everything went silent for the terrorist as the world's most powerful missile exploded into its skull. Apparently, they aren't guys anymore. They're
Hello,
its,
darkness, my
shattering
old
into armor like an
friend.
eggshell.
I've come
There's
to
A mushroom
talk
cloud
to
of
you again.
a mushroom cloud of smoke and fire lifted into the sky as what remained of Mechagodzilla's head fell from its shoulders, bouncing on the ground like a basketball.
And then Moguera started dribbling and doing loop-de-loops.
He went to play basketball against Godzilla.
Except
pilot's
Moguera couldn't
head
pick up the
instantly-
basketball. Plot twist.
Moguera got flagged for holding because he held the ball with his clamps.
The pilots inside its head instantly killed by the tremendous blast. Godzilla began to fall backwards. The multi-trillion-dollar machine, the mighty Mechagodzilla, was destroyed by its own makers, which is apparently Moguera.
They only had a budget of 50 grand. to build
You
that.
didn't know that Moguera built Mechagodzilla by itself?
Moguera stood tall among the ruins of Las Vegas. In his cockpit, Yuki, Kiyoshi, and Koji breathed a sigh of relief. Moguera was damaged. It was unable to separate. His right arm was useless from the plasma grenade
I
attack.
think you
Wasn't it
mean
always
plasma grenade.
And dozens of its systems were fried by the G-Crusher. But it won. Pass.
Okay. On this day, Moguera won. But more importantly, on this day, America won. The terrorists lost. They always will. Winner, America.
Yeah, winner Moguera.
Kaiju X, Moguera didn't win. America won.
Okay,
America won.
America won this round, and the terrorists will always
So-
lose.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. It just fits so perfectly.
Winner, Ultra America, man.
Oh God,
Moguera.
this is.
I don't know. Why do you like my completely butchered English of name attacks, Andrew? You just died of laughter every time I said it.
It's just free going full Japanese or like English on it. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, I tried. I just failed. But yeah, that was a match.
Oh
Is this gonna be our
God!
canon now? Every
I
attack is
understand
gonna
what
be
you
in
guys
English.
didn't like. I thought that was actually a pretty good match.
This is like it's kind of funny. Like the way it's funny, I think it's trying to take itself seriously, but it turned out rather funny, which does
Yeah.
make it very entertaining. That's it. The match itself was actually, I think the match
Yeah,
itself
like
was
I
actually
said-
kind of solid too. Like I like the fact that it's like, oh yeah, it's Mechagodzilla and Moguera, like the Heisei iteration of Mechagodzilla fighting Moguera, and the two going at it. Yes, I feel like you could have done a lot more with the idea, but for what it is, I think it actually does pretty solidly. Like, I like the point where it's like, like Mechagodzilla uses the like shock anchors on Moguera. That's pretty cool. Or Moguera drilling, or Moguera drilling Mechagodzilla. Like those, like that's actually kind of cool. You don't get to see that with mechs doing that to other mechs.
So,
True.
so Kaiju X, you like it when mechanical toys fight each other?
Moguera drilling Mechagodzilla.
You said it, not me.
I know.
That was all you.
That's
all
gonna be
you.
forever recorded.
Anyway, here's my thoughts. Like I said, it's the 164 before the actual 164.
What? This is not bad.
Oh man.
It takes itself way too seriously, and it's kind of hammy.
I have to agree with you on that. It tries to take itself seriously, but there was a scene where a terrorist would just start bouncing off Mechagodzilla's armor.
Well, yeah, because they fell off. It's just
They
like
fell off. Well, yeah, because they fell off. Duh.
fleas to a dog, which I thought a good comparison. Again, the fights were pretty awesome. It was brutal. I will admit, I think Moguera's beam should not have done that much to Mechagodzilla. I think his armor should have been able to absorb that. So just my counterpoint to that.
And while I say it's good for its time, when you look back on it, it's not that good.
Yeah,
It's
of
aged
course,
horribly.
it's
Like
very
spoiled
much.
milk.
Yeah, there's a lot of errors when it comes to the dialogue. Don't get me
And
wrong.
it's also aged horribly, like Greyshot's leadership.
No, it's ages horribly, much like all of Greyshot's relationships.
You guys ain't right. But to be fair,
But-
it is still entertaining, so you can give it
Entertaining. But as I was saying, it's a product of its time, but that's not. I mean, the match itself, like the actual fighting, is good. Other than that, though, it's pretty dated.
Also, Kaiju Extra reviewed on, or whatever that word I'm trying to say is,
Who keeps
KWC
messing with
matches
me?
are not supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be boring. That make you want to scroll down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Like
Who
I
wants
did.
to read them?
Even though people put a lot of hard.
Well, here. Listen. Here's all that I have to say. I think
It's
this
fire.
is good. No. Listen. And this is specifically the GVJ.
Oh, you're not going to call me GBZ.
Not today. I will
Not
say
today.
that
Not
I say
today.
that while this match does have a few errors, it does. You can also tell when it was written, like time wise. I would say it's. I like the concept. I like the execution was kind of cool, and the fight was pretty brutal. So unless you have anything else to say, please, I think that should be the final word. Nope, I don't think he has anything to say. I think he said I'm right.
that.
First the burning of fire. I
Now
should
listen.
take over.
Nagoda, do you have anything to say?
Let's see.
Moguera won.
Yes, Moguera won. And apparently,
They fought Mechagodzilla.
Original mech.
You rarely actually get like mech on mech combat in the KWC. I feel like it's not common.
We need more. We need Battle of the Mechagodzillas.
I guarantee
you're not
someone's
wrong.
already written Battle of the Mechagodzillas. If not, I'm gonna get on that.
Listen. As I can agree with Alex right now, a good machine fight is always fun, and I think we just found a new one right now. I
No,
think-
it's not. I said I didn't like it.
Hey, Alex. Wait. Okay. Say you didn't like it, or else your final opinion will be you loved it. Oh, no one. No, I mean, does anyone else hear anything?
I hear nothing.
TV.
So.
I did.
No.
I didn't. Wait, hold up. I think I hear something. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, terrible. Same with Grey Shot.
Oh, that's so sad. It's not like I just found a new button or anything to use. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell you found the bugs. You were messing around with me earlier.
Hey, right. Anyway.
Grey Shot 117 is a lot better than 151.
And
I mean, he's here. We can bring him in if you really want. If you really like him so much, he's here.
Anyway.
I see he's online. I know for a fact he's here.
Well, hang on.
We all know he's the better brother.
Well, anyway, that was match 58. And we're going to see you guys next time for match 59. Until then.
see you next time, guys.